This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction Incorporated.
All right, let's talk about a situation you don't want to find yourself in. Nobody wants to find themselves in this situation. Your roof needs work. You come across a guy. The guy claims he's got the knowledge and the expertise to get it done. Oh, and the price he's quoted you looks like a dream come true, so you bite. You set up the guy for the job, and a week into your fixed roof, it starts leaking. You come to find out that the guy was not licensed, so now you're out a good chunk of money, and you need to hire somebody else to fix the mess right. Nobody's got time for that. So we have invited Brian Spicer, president of Spicer Brothers Construction, to the show this afternoon to tell us more about how we can try to avoid these potential issues. Thank you for coming in this afternoon. You have seen this more often than you really care to see.
Yes, we have. It's our 20th year, and it gets worse every year. It happens, you know, certain municipalities is worse than others.
Yeah.
But it's very common and getting worse.
All right, so we come up with this guy. Are there any telltale signs? Is there anything that would raise a red flag that tells us, yes?
Well, they hand you their own insurance certificate, and the price is ridiculously low in comparison to others. So, you know, the market in some municipalities is more price driven than it is quality in insurances and, you know, warranties.
Right. So bids ought to be pretty close. How close is pretty close?
Depending on the size of the job,
yeah,
$1,000 is close.
That can be pretty close.
That's pretty close.
Okay, when it comes to license, what is MHIC?
That is the Maryland Home Improvement Commission. In Maryland, you must have a Maryland Home Improvement license in order to do renovations on an existing home.
And to get that license, you got to do a lot.
A lot of reading, a lot of testing, and the test at the end isn't easy.
Right. And you work hard on that.
Yes.
That's something important to you.
And we have to pay into it every year.
Why is it so important to you?
It's important to me because we are offering the customer a license that is required by the state.
Right.
And we're ethical.
All right. Now you mentioned insurance. Do I understand insurance is by state?
Depending on who your provider is, but in most cases, yes, by state, your workers' compensation and the liability. We serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula, so we are properly licensed in Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia, workers' comp and liability.
So if I get a guy out of Delaware, he's got to have a Maryland license before he can do
absolutely
the Maryland work. Okay, let's say a storm comes through, damages my roof. My insurance company says, okay, you got to have this guy do your stuff because he's got the best prices. Do I have to go with what they tell me?
You don't have to, but your contractor is going to have to get involved and justify his price. And in most instances, it is based on the scope of work, differences between the insurance company and the contractor, and a lot of that has to do with changes and evolving practices in the roofing trade where they're not up on.
But can I look up to see if he has a license?
Yes, it is dllr.state.md.us.
Okay.
And you just go for license search, click on home improvement.
So, and we'll have that information for you on delmarvalife.com. If I don't see the company name there,
then they're not licensed. And you can also call, then they do not have a Maryland Home Improvement license. And it should also be displayed on all contracts and on all vehicles, mandatory that it's on all vehicles. And just like the DOT, it's supposed to be very visible and 3 inches tall.
Very clear.
If it does not have a Maryland Home Improvement license on the vehicle, then it is suspect to ask questions.
Gotcha. Now, we're always talking about roofs with you. You do more than just roofs.
Oh, yes. Roofing, siding, windows, doors. We don't advertise that a lot, but people know, you know, we are an exterior contractor. So not only, you know, is roofing, people know us for roofing, but we're relatively as busy with all the other trades as well.
You are the guy to have. You are the guy. You keep the man right here in mind. Brian Spicer with Spicer Brothers Construction. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for joining us this afternoon. Okay.